Hey everyone, my name is Brandon Rote, and today I'm going to teach you how you can ride one of these. Here we go. So like I said, my name is Brandon Rote. I'm the founder and owner of a store called shopsplat.com, which is just a place you can get really cool things, like cool gadgets and things like that. And so this channel, of course, is just built around doing cool things. So I teach you how to do backflips, I teach you how to ride unicycles and other things like that. So if you're into that, please leave a like and subscribe to your channel, or subscribe to my channel. And please check out ShopSplat down below. It's how I can continue to make these videos for you. But yeah, today we're going to go over how you can ride a unicycle. So my whole life I've been a pretty weird kid, and when I was 11 years old I went to circus camp and I learned how to juggle and rock on tight wires and ride a unicycle. So I've been doing this for, man, what's that, 6 years? I'm 17 now, yeah. So I'm going to teach you how I learned, and hopefully I'll help you out. Here we go. So the first thing you want to do when you start learning how to ride your unicycle is you want to make sure you're in a place that, one, has some kind of concrete floor. Some videos I've seen will tell you to practice in the grass first. Don't do that because it's going to be much harder to balance on. Do it on the concrete. Just be safe, wear a helmet or something like that, and get a place that has like a wall or a fence or something like that. So I have a fence behind me, which I'll be demonstrating everything on, and I am in my driveway right now. So let me show you how I learned how to do it. So the first step is you want to go over to your wall or your fence, and you want to mount the unicycle. So the first thing you want to do is you want to figure out where the balance point is on your unicycle, because there's going to be a point where if you lean too much far forward, it's going to fall out behind you. Same thing if you lean too far back. Of course, if you're like this and you're leaning back on it, it's going to shoot out in front of you. So there has to be a point where you stay balanced, and that's where you want to be while you're riding. So the way you practice that, you want to go to the wall, face in front of it like I am right now. You want to hold onto the back, put your hand against it. If you have a fence, grab onto it. And then instead of riding, all I want you to do is just lean forward and fall off, just like that. And now what you're going to do, and it kind of seems weird because it seems like you're just falling off of the unicycle, but you want to make sure that you're going slowly so you can find when the balance point is on it. So do that a few times and get used to just leaning back, pushing off, going forward nice and easy, and then stepping off. Once you can do that, then you want to do the same exact thing, but don't hold on. So you can go right here. You can even put one foot on. So I only have one of my feet on the pedals right now. The other one's on the ground. From here, I'm just gonna lift my foot up, lean forward, and catch myself just like that. All right, and you just want to keep going over that so you can find that balance point on the unicycle. The next step is similar, but what you want to do is, instead of now moving forward so you can find the balance point, you want to go and you want to hop on to your unicycle. So either grab onto the fence or hold onto the wall, and you just want to stay there. Wait for that car to go past, all right, but you just want to stay there. So the whole point of this is when you're on it, you want to be balanced. So keep your back up tall, keep your shoulders back, and now at the same time, you're going to let go of your fence, and you just want to try to balance as much as you can on that balance point of your unicycle. So do that a few times. Again, if you need to hold on to the wall, you can do that. Hop on it, stay balanced, keep your back up tall, and then from there, don't even move, just try to stay balanced on that unicycle. If you need to use your arms, that's fine. Once you can do that, step away from the wall and do the same thing. So you're gonna hop on, put both feet up, and then don't even move, just try to balance right on that center point. So those first two steps are all about finding awareness about where the balance point is on your unicycle, because it's going to be different for all of them, especially if you have a smaller tire or you have a really big one, or maybe you have like a 5-foot unicycle like I do in my house. It's all going to be different to learn how to ride. But once you get the hang of it, it's like riding a bike. You'll never forget how to do it. So once you can find the balance point, now we want to actually start riding. So the first thing you want to do is you either want to go to your wall and to your fence, and you want to start riding parallel to the wall or the fence and keeping one hand against it so you have balance. So I'll demonstrate right now. I want to go against it. I'm going to mount the unicycle while holding onto the wall or holding onto the fence, just like this. From here, I just want to try to go in a straight line the best I can, keeping my back up tall, my shoulders back, while holding on to the fence the whole time, just like that. Now you don't need to go fast. Of course, you don't want to go too slow because it's going to be really hard to balance, but just keep the wall there just in case you fall, so you can have something to lean on. Now, a few key points when you do this. You don't want to be going off and keeping your body off to the side like this or leaning this way, because of course that's going to build a bad habit. You're not going to have good posture. So what I recommend doing when you're using the wall is putting like a chalk line down on the ground, and then trying to keep your back up tall, look straight ahead, keep your chin up, and try to follow that chalk line while you're holding on to the fence, all right? Because we're trying to build good habits right now of getting good posture and staying on top of that balance point. So you want to make sure you get really comfortable with riding while holding on or using something to help you out with balancing. Because at first what's going to happen, because it happens whenever you try to do it, is you're going to either ride and it's going to shoot out from behind you, or you're going to try to ride and you're going to lean back and the bike is going to shoot out in front of you. So you want to make sure that while you have the wall there, you practice keeping your back up tall, keeping your head up, looking straight ahead, right, and keeping your chin up. That way you have good posture while riding. So in better circumstances, you would want a longer wall, but you want to get to the point where you can basically ride and only have to touch the wall. You shouldn't be like holding onto it or leaning onto it the whole time. And once you get there, then you can move on to the next step. So it should look something like this. It should be relatively smooth, not really having to use the fence or the wall that much. Kind of looks something like that. Again, I don't think I mentioned this in the beginning, but I am outside, if you couldn't tell, and there are cars and probably birds and stuff like that, and the sun's not really in my favor, so the lighting's bad, but yeah, so stick with me. Alright, so once you've been able to do that, and you're able to ride along the wall pretty well, keeping it a pretty straight line, keeping good posture with your shoulders back, your back up tall, keeping your chin up, looking straight ahead, now it's time to get away from the wall. So, what you're going to do is you're going to mount the unicycle, hold on to the wall, and you want to try to ride straight forward. Now when this happens, generally, like I said, it's going to shoot out either in front of you or it's going to shoot out behind you. So you want to make sure that you try your best just to go nice and easy and go straight. If you need to, use your arms out, but if you fall off to the side, then it's no big deal. So, a few things that you want to keep in mind. Now that we're not holding on to the wall anymore, we just want to make sure that we're staying balanced. So if the unicycle starts to lean this way, then of course you want to get your body underneath that. So if you start riding and you go off to the side, or you go off to this side, then that is completely fine. You don't need to stay in a straight line anymore, because now it's all about just trying to keep your hips underneath that balance point. The second thing you want to focus on is making sure that you're leaning forward. So picture that there's like a rope attached to your shirt, and you're being slightly pulled while you're riding. That's going to get your momentum going forward, and of course the way you turn a unicycle is all about where your weight is, and it's all about your hips, which means if your weight is slightly forward, like that rope is pulling you forward, it's gonna make you go straight. So once again, you want to go here, you're going to keep your back up tall, and when you start riding, you want to lean forward slightly, just like that. I'll do it from the side so you can get a better view. So same thing, I'm going to mount the unicycle, I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to ride forward, and I'm going to keep my chest slightly forward while I do it. Just like that. So again, I'll do it one more time going this way. Again, it's not dramatic, it's not like leaning all the way over there, but it is slight, right? I'm not keeping my back up super tall, or I'm not leaning all the way back. It's a slight lean forward, just like that. Now, when you pedal while you're riding the unicycle, it's the same thing as a bike. You don't want it to be real rigid, and sometimes what happens when we're trying to stay balanced is you can start the pedal, and instead of pedaling like this, where it's nice and easy, we start to do one of these, where it's like, and then we're wobbling all over the place. The thing is, those abrupt movements and the abrupt stops and goes make it really, really difficult for you to stay on the unicycle. So when you're doing it, try to take it nice and easy, which is of course easier said than done, but try to pedal smoothly. once again, and I've said this several times, but make sure you're keeping your chin up and you're looking straight ahead. I can't stress that enough. That's crucial when it comes to keeping your balance and staying up tall. You want to make sure that if you're looking straight ahead, that's where your body's going to go, right? And that's the direction that you're going to face. And it's just a lot easier to keep your balance, which is crucial when you're on a unicycle. So once you do that, once you start pushing away from the wall, then the next step is really just to practice. It's huge. Just making sure that you're always out there, you're always practicing, and mark off like how far you're getting and see if you can always pass that point. When I learned how to ride my unicycle, I went to a circus camp, and I had practice for like legit 7 hours a day for like a week. So it took me like 3 days to learn, but I did it for like, I don't know, 4 hours every single day. So it takes a lot of work. It's one of the hardest things that I've ever learned how to do, but it is awesome. Also because like no one else can do it, and once you learn how to do it, it's like riding a bike. You'll never forget. So once you're getting further ahead into it, and you can go pretty far without falling over, and you're mounting it using the bike, or you're mounting the unicycle using the wall, now start doing it without the wall. So try to mount the unicycle just like this and ride without using the wall for support. When you do it, make sure you want the pedals, I'll hold it up like this, you want one pedal down and the other pedal up, and you want to step down like that, and as you see, the other pedal is going to come up and you're going to catch it with your foot. So I'll demonstrate it right now. So here we go. When you mount your unicycle, you have one down, you're going to have one up. So as you see, it's not completely up and down like that. One's a little, it's kind of off at an angle. You're going to put your butt on, rest one foot down, put it on the one that's lower. From there, you're going to push down. This one's going to come back. You're going to sit up straight, and then you put your foot on top. Just like that. I'll do it one more time. You go like this. You're going to push down, keep your back up tall. Boom. And then you're good to go. So after you do that, after you can mount it on your own, you do what we call a free mount without using something to hold on to. Then from there, it just takes a lot of practice. So go into a basketball court or a parking lot or something like that, maybe a driveway, and just try to practice riding. Again, if you're not going in a straight line, that's completely fine. You don't need to. You don't need to go in a straight line. You're just trying to learn how to ride at this point. So I hope this video helps. Get out there, make sure you practice it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. Again, check out Shop Splat down below. This is how I'm able to make these videos for you and support myself. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.